Hey tech learners, welcome you all to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be talking about one of the very simple yet and very effective Python function, that is range. So range is very widely used in our programming language, in Python. Whenever you wanted to do some kind of in complex operation with mathematics, at that time the lines of code, the programming lines of code would become more and more. In order to reduce that, you can use in Python. So in order to understand that, let's take one of its very simple example. Say if I say you to print the numbers from 1 to 10, this is just in simple operations just to make you understand. Okay. For that, let's take in variable n is equals to 1. Then let's use an while loop. N is less than equal to 10. Then say print n, and then let's increment that variable. So this is what I was looking for. So I wanted a sequence of numbers from 1 to 10, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 10. So any operations that you do in while loop is the very costliest operations. And especially when you're doing in complex mathematical operations, it would be still more costlier. It would take a lot of time. So here, basically, it's a very simple operations that we are doing here, which is just we are just printing the numbers from 1 to 10. So if I wanted to do the same thing with the help of a range, so we can do that as well. Say range is in keyword. It's going to take in start. It's going to take 3 parameters. Okay. The first one is start. That is from 1 I have to start till 10. And then what is the step size? It should be 1. Third is a step size, wherein how many jumps you want it to do. And here it is only 1 jump. So from 1 to 10, if you want, you can give it as 11 here. Okay, so you're going to get the same thing whatever we have got in the above example, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 till 10. And list is an built-in method that we have it, and I had created a detailed video of list in the last one, I guess. So please do watch that. So here list is just in this one for a notation, this in order to get the output in a list format, we are using a list function. Say if I wanted to print an even numbers, so what are we going to do? Let's say if I wanted to print an odd number. So this is what you're going to do. If you wanted to print an even number, then you can do that as well. Okay, using a range function. So this is about so here I wanted to explain one more thing with the step size. So this is just in step size. Okay. And here what is happening is, here the jump I have given is one. See, this is a start, this is an end, and this is called as a step size. So start is something like you're going to generate in numbers from start till end with the step size. That is what and range mean. So here the start is 1, that number is even included here. You can see that. And when it is 11, the upper bound is excluded. It's not going, you are not going to get the 11 in your result. Okay. Because upper bound is always excluded. That is the end point. Whatever you give it in the second parameter, that will be excluded most of the times. It's not like most of the times, it's all the time, it will be excluded. Only the start point you're going to get, the end point, it would be excluded. And then here the step size is nothing but, and jump. Here it is of 1. So it is after 1, this is like, it's going to generate a number from 1 to 11, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 in sequence, 10. And the jump is like 1. And then it is like after 1, it is like again 1 and again 1, again 1, like that. So you're getting 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that. If you want it, if you're giving a jump as 2, so you print 1 first. You're going to get the sequence first, and then you get 1 first. And then when you have a jump, the second jump is here, you get 3. And the second jump again, you get 5, like that. The second jump is 7, like that. And then the second jump is 9, likewise. And here, when you're giving the 2, the same thing is happening. From here, the starting position is from 2. So again, when it is in second jump, you get 4, and then you get 6. You're basically getting only the even numbers, and the upper bound is being excluded. The 10 would be excluded. So you're going to get 2, 4, 6, and 8. Say, for example, if I wanted to get this the same thing in a reverse order, what I'm going to do is, for that, the start position, you have to start from the 11 and then till 1. Okay, let's see if I wanted to give 0 here, because I have to get it from, okay. Here you're not getting the result, because here, even if I give 1 also, you will not be getting the result. Why is that? Because what is happening here is, you wanted to have it in a reverse direction, that is like 10 8 9 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. You wanted to print the same thing in a reverse order. For that, you are starting from the end, okay, in order wherein the upper bound would be included. So 0, that is 10. Okay, let me have it as 11. Let me not confuse you too much. So if it is 11 here, and from the last till the first you're going, but then here the direction you have given is positive. So given negative step size, it will definitely work. And since you want it in the 10, like this entire thing has to be reversed, I'm going to give in as 10, and I will be giving here as 0. That is what I was basically doing the last time. So you would be getting this in reverse order. So always you have to make sure this thing, that is a step size, whenever you're traversing the elements from the left to right, it should be positive. And when you're traversing the elements from right to left, it should be negative. The start and end point can be anything. Okay, you can get any number of sequence, and whatever the start and end the sequence can be, but you have to make sure the step size, how you're gonna take the step size as either the positive or negative. And range function, guys, it is only going to work for an integers, not for a floating point. In when you have a floating point, you have to round it off to an upper limit, and to an integer, only then you can use a range function. So this is all about the today video, guys. I just wanted to take you through the range syntax basically, and how to use it, and one or two examples of it, like with even and odd, and with this positive and the negative step size. So lot many examples I'll be taking in the next video, and lot of to discuss about the ranges also there. Range is a very important function, and it's going to make your task very easier. When you know in range, it's just like in cakewalk for you in most of the scenarios. So this is just how many lines of code it is, almost like 5 lines of code, 4 to 5 lines of code. It would be reduced to one single line of code. Okay, guys, this is just a list, the function which is basically used to get the output in a list format. If you wanted to do the same thing here, you can do that as well. Say let's do if instead of this, let's get the the output like this. For that, what we're going to do is, say I'll be declaring an variable. So result is equals to an empty list at the beginning, then a number, the same thing, and then you get the while n is less than equal to 10. Okay, so for that, instead of printing it, I'll just append the result to the list. Okay, result list, that is append of whatever we're gonna append, the n variable, and then we have to increment that n is equals to n plus 1. And if I am going to print the result, what is the result? You'll be getting the same thing like this. Okay, so all this lot many lines of code has been reduced by the range function. So range, as I said, it is like in most of the times, when you're doing like 100 or 100 operations, for example, I'm saying it, okay, in the real time you do not do a lot of 100 kinds of operations. It would be very minimal. So in if on a percentage, if you're taking 100%, if you're doing in hundreds of operations, almost like 90% of it, it is you would be ending up using the range function whenever it is an integer kind of a thing you are working on. So, or this is not only for an integer numbers. If you wanted to access the indexes of the any of the collection object, like list or set or anything, then try to use the range function. Range is just like in magic, wherein whenever you wanted to have in within sequence, whatever the logic could be, if you wanted to have it within sequence, then try to use a range function. So reduce this many number of whatever number of lines of code it is, depending on the operation. Here I'm taking just to print the numbers from 1 to 10. It could be any sort of operation. So that's it, guys, today. So we'll see you all in the next video about the detailed explanation about the range function. So till then, happy learning. Take care.